Hey everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the VOD Squad. This is episode 94 on August 15th, 2018. I am Clyde. Today I am joined by conjoined Matthew Ross.
Hello everybody.
And Jimmy Trammell.
Hello everyone. And boy, we're getting close to that 100 number, aren't we?
We
it's
are.
weird.
You know, it's 6 weeks away.
What is...
Should we do
means,
some...
100 means we can go into syndication and we don't have to do it every week anymore, right?
It also means we get a pay raise, right?
Yeah.
Like 50%. I want at least 50%.
Okay. I'll give you 50% right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
And retroactive, too.
Ooh.
Retroactive. Yeah, maybe we should do something special on the 100th show.
Yeah, and that's why, we talked about it a little bit a couple weeks ago, there are things that we could probably do, probably want to, those of you out there, if you have any ideas or something you think that we should do or think something that we must do, let us know. I mean,
M-Beam is suggesting that after 100 we're going to fill up our DVR and the old ones are going to be deleted from the internet.
haven't they already?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, we might just do that for the sake of, that never happened. That stuff never happened.
We gotta no. We gotta. We have to embrace the fact that we sucked, and we still kind of suck a little bit. But we're getting slightly better as we do this.
Hey, it took Night Attack 10 years to get where they are. So same thing. Cord Killers, they go back like 8 years at least. So
at least I think it's more than that. Actually,
that's what he said. Because we were talking about it in pre-show. I started listening to Frame Rate, and that was probably 2013, and I don't know how many years that was. So that was 5 years ago.
I think I started in 2010 listening to them.
So yeah, I mean, BB Live Show was 2008. So yeah, 10 years. So
it might have been 2011. It's either 2010 or 2011.
And they're still trying to figure it out. Well, I mean, Tom's got it figured out, but that's been his job for 30
Tom's
years.
got things.
I remember him on Tech TV back in the 90s. So yeah.
So do I. I remember him on there as well.
Yeah.
I miss Tech TV, quite frankly. Dash and Tilda could come back, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Well, the Screensavers is back.
Yeah, it's true. I really don't ever watch that.
Yeah,
it's because I really don't watch any shows on the internet very often. I mostly just listen. I'm a listener.
Why would anybody watch a show on the internet? That just seems...
I don't know. Seems so weird. What is a podcast? M-Beam wants to know. What's a podcast?
I watched the Cord Killers on TV.
Well, but that brings up an interesting point, because our first story talks about Anchor's donation option, letting podcast fans support their favorite shows.
That's correct. Anchor is a cool little platform that allows you to make little miniature podcasts. That I've actually tried this out. I've made a little podcast show out of it and made like one episode. If you find me, I'm sorry. It's a nice little way for you to make easily with your phone. Usually, make a quick little podcast and make little sections and add them all together to make a single show out of the small little bits that you put together. And Anchor is now supporting the option for you to go out and make a monthly donation to your podcast directly into those podcasts that are out there, of anywhere from a donation of 99 cents, $4.99, or $9.99 per month, where you can add you do that as you need to be.
The other
And
day, I was just saying I wish someone would invent a way for people to give money to their favorite podcasters.
You know, there's been a couple options out there, from anything from tip jars to Bitcoin exchange to you know, the Patreon and now
Patreon?
this.
Never
Yeah.
heard of it.
Well, you know, it's a little thing, you know, it lets you. M-Beam is pointing at something for you. You might be interested.
Hey,
You
I just want one Bitcoin. That's all I want. Just one Bitcoin.
Well, you could mine for one. Go for it. See if you get lucky.
I used to have a couple,
Oh,
but they were in a wallet that was on a hard drive that died
no.
many years
No.
ago. And I went, at the time this was like 2012, I went, okay, whatever.
Worth a
Now
couple
I'm like,
bucks.
God damn it. My fortune literally flushed down the toilet.
Aw. Well, it's easy. Jimmy, just get a couple of those database servers to mine you a Bitcoin or two. You'll be happy. Don't worry about it. You can do it.
See, that's how you get back at those guys in Chicago that screwed you guys over. You have you put in your back door so that it's like using all available resources to mine in the background. And
Bringing that Exadata down to it.
actually, your best bet would be to mine fake coin, because fake coin is real and it's Diamond Club approved and created. So, and it's a lot easier to mine. So,
That's true.
all right, yeah, awesome. If there's more ways to, more options to pay your favorite creator, awesome. Because I know there are a lot of people that aren't big on Patreon for different reasons,
Right.
and if they can have a different option, great.
And also, it's a really easy way if you want to try getting your toe dipped into a podcast of any kind. Anchor is a great way to do that. So it's kind of cool. You can do it collaboratively with other people that aren't even in the same room. You do a section and send it to the other person, and they do a section, and make a little playlist together. So it's a little interesting. It's an interesting platform. So. All right, the Tribune Network and Sinclair, they were working together to go ahead and they merged together. They were working so hard to become one network. And it looks like Sinclair and Tribune have decided that it's no longer interested. Tribune has decided not to take up on the $3.9 billion takeover, which is interesting to us because there was a lot of Sinclair shows that would have suddenly appeared because Tribune is being distributed on the various streaming platforms. So
Sinclair owns CW, right?
Not just they actually.
But that's one of the main ones that they're known for.
They own a lot of stations in various places, and I think CW is one of them.
Yeah,
and they have in lots of places.
WGN.
Yeah.
What does Tribune do?
Well, Tribune Media is another place that owns a lot of stations, and they have been on a lot of these streaming services, like your DirecTV Now and your Play YouTube TV.
Yeah, because Tribune's not a name I'm familiar with. I'm familiar with Sinclair.
42 stations in 33 markets. Yeah, and I got to admit, I've never heard of these guys either.
Yeah, so Sinclair wanted to purchase Tribune Media's 42 stations in 33 markets, but there was a problem since the company already owned 173 stations in 81 markets. And but FCC gets kind of squirrely when it's above 35% of the total. So yeah, they were going to sell off 21 of their stations. But then the FCC was still squirrely, and yeah. So, there was somebody else recently that was talking about wanting to do something with Sinclair. I think we talked about it like a week ago.
We've had some various
or maybe it was Sinclair was coming to one of the platforms.
Yeah, like the Fubo or something like that. I cannot remember.
All I know is when I hear the name Sinclair, I think of the gas station with the dinosaur. logo.
That's right.
That's exactly what I think
Yeah.
of as well.
Although younger people have no idea what we're talking
They call
about.
it Dynaco. That's what the kids call it.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. Moving on, we have Media Giants been working on a new television format called New TV. In particular, we have DreamWorks and a couple of these other big companies that they've been working together in order to make these this new platform that they are going to try to release over the next 12 months. Which they're currently calling New TV, but apparently it's going to have a different name when it actually launches. This is going to be a platform that is going to include about 10-minute long episodes of shows, some with advertisement being supported, and some with limited advertisement support. So it sounds like there's no plan to make an ad-free version. Interesting idea to make a television streaming service that does 10-minute videos and not think of YouTube as their competition, or maybe they do. But.
Well, he just did this.
So, and you know what? Here's the question I have. How much did they have to pay that crack marketing team to come up with the term New TV?
Oh, thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars went into that decision right
well,
there.
it worked for Coke, didn't it?
Yeah. Whenever you come up with a product and you just stamp new in front of it, that means you really didn't know what to call
But
it. Right?
but the thing is, they had to go with something because they couldn't use Verve again. Because this is exactly the same thing that he wanted to do before, and then he sold it off, right?
Mm-hmm.
With Verve, was it Verve? Yeah.
I don't remember.
I think that's right.
Yeah, and so I don't know. Good luck to him. Katzenberg. One of these days, you're gonna make a name for yourself. Hope maybe it'll be with New TV. I don't know.
It seemed that to me this is. I mean, we know that they're going to rebrand it from New TV. We just don't know what the new branding is going to be. But it's got to be something super catchy, so that when it becomes it just goes into the minds of all the customers out there of what Sinclair TV.
Sinclair TV.
There you go. And they've even got a logo already.
Well, there might be a problem with Sinclair Broadcasting, but that's okay. Who cares? They'll figure it out. Money will exchange hands. Yeah.
So.
Verizon is bundling unlimited plans with 6 months of Apple Music for free if you don't count the fact that for the other 6 months of your yearly plan, you have to pay for Apple Music out of your own pocket.
So we're gifting you half of your yearly subscription.
Basically, but that being said, if you are a person who really does like the Apple Music platform, this is a pretty good deal.
See, that's almost as generous as Amazon lets people give their Twitch casters $5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
yeah.
they keep $2.50 of the imaginary $5, and so technically they're only giving you half of that. So,
But it feels like $5. It feels like $5.
as MBeam says, buy 6 get 6 free.
That's
Can
true.
Can you buy a Subway sandwich with it?
So
Not for $6, not anymore.
Verizon. So Verizon is essentially like the dealer here. It's like, yeah, we'll give them 6 months, and then after that 6 months, you're hooked, whether you want to be or not. Even if you don't use it, you still have to pay for it.
Yeah, it's bundling the music service with your phone service has been a thing. I think titles with Sprint, and I know you can get like Spotify with other ones, and so there are options out there. This is just their version of it. And Apple Music, as much as I don't care for it, is a very popular plan. So good on Verizon.
Can you get Apple Music on a non-iPhone?
Yep, they have Apple Music for Android.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so if somebody was actually, this is good for someone that was gonna buy a year anyway.
Right.
Now they get it for half. Okay.
Or,
Okay,
if they were subscribing to it already, now they're getting 6 months free.
yeah, basically, I believe that would be true. Now, this slight tangent. I'm sorry, I don't mean to take us on a slight tangent, but Apple Music on an Android phone. So if you have Apple Music on an Android phone and you buy a song through that, 30% of that money goes to Android or Google, and then 30% of that other part of the money goes to Apple, because Apple takes 30% of everything. So that 40% is all that's left.
Yep.
Yeah, but if you're subscribing to a streaming service, you're not really buying it.
That's true. I guess that's what it is. Okay. My brain just went like, too many people pulling their 30%.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry for that. Galaxy Home is Samsung's new competitor for the Amazon Voice Services device. We like to not try to say its name, or the Google Home. It looks like a little cauldron.
We're getting rated by the Fit Shiv. Thanks, Fitz. Fitz needs you to have a nice day. Thanks,
Oh, if I
we
have
will.
to. Jeez.
Is this a real product?
Yes.
This is a real
This
product?
is Bixby. Okay, if you remember back to CES, Mike and I did not have very nice things to say about the Bixby demo. And, I mean, we were in a little tiny room with this lady that was clearly following a script, but Bixby would not, follow along the thing. But it was, obviously wasn't complete, and it was programmed for, specific thing to, on rails, and it still didn't work right. And then they put this thing out, and it looks... I saw this and I laughed. Samsung.
Samsung always has to try to do their own thing their own way. Sure, they're happy to use Android for their phone, but at the same time, they're trying to make Tizen work for everything. They've went ahead and abandoned Android for their watch and gone with Tizen. I like that. It's the Fondue speaker. That makes so much sense.
Well, because, Samsung, over the last, 6 years, they have been on a quest to become Apple.
Yep.
They want their own ecosystem where everything's proprietary, where you buy a Samsung product and then you need the other Samsung products to go with it. It's a good business model. It makes money. You get, entice the customers in the door with the shiny thing, and then you slam the door behind them, and
right.
They've been trying to also do the weird Apple aesthetic, but with a twist.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you get this.
It's so bad. Oh,
so
man.
take your Apple HomePod, turn it upside down, and make 3 legs on
Big legs.
it. And that's essentially what it is. I mean, yes, it's a little bit more bulbous, but it does look like the Apple HomePod, which also looks like a JBL Bluetooth speaker. It's more of a bulb. But yes, a cauldron. Cauldron's a good word for that.
Yeah, it looks a little weird, doesn't it?
Yeah.
They say they do that because they want to be able to give you better bass. Okay, whatever. We'll see about that. So Cinemark has went ahead and come public and say, "Hey, thanks, MoviePass. You've made our movie club business a real thing now." Basically, he came out and said, because MoviePass has basically broken the mold and changed how people think about going to the movies, about making it more of a subscription service versus having just to pay for each movie. Their own service, which is called, what is it called? The Movie Club, the Cinemark Movie Club, the one I'm very interested in, has picked up a bunch of more people. Let's see, it's tipped to 350,000 members mark, which is pretty good. That means that there are that many people to pay $9 a month to go watch movies, no matter what.
No, it's one movie, and it's
right.
So they got people to pay $9 a month for one movie.
Yeah, but the movies are generally more than that anyway.
But yeah, and the point has been made before. I don't know if we made it on here at all, but this is exactly what was expected, because if you look at pretty much every revolutionary technology or idea, the person or the company that created it first is rarely ever the company that is thought of when you think of that. Because like with the TV, was it Quasar or Sylvania? Who was the first company to manufacture a TV? Do you guys remember?
Westinghouse?
Yeah, maybe Westinghouse. Yeah, I mean, who thinks of that? When you think of TVs, no, you think Sony was very influential with the Trinitrons and Panasonics and Sharp, but you never, very rarely is the person that invented the technology. I mean, like Microsoft. Microsoft came out with tablet computers back in the 90s.
Yes, they did.
But if you ask people who invented the tablet, they'll say Apple.
No, they didn't.
Well, they didn't, but that was the first mass marketed popular tablet device was the iPad. And that's what everybody thinks of, and that's what history will remember is Apple did it. And yeah, so I mean it was pretty clear that was was gonna happen, and MoviePass here is celebrating their 1-year anniversary of going and introducing the $10 a month unlimited plan.
We'll have more to talk, unless you want to just talk about it right now.
We may as well.
All right, let me find. MoviePass has been resurrecting recently canceled accounts. Basically, they went ahead and said, since we changed how our plan works, we're going to go ahead and, even though you just canceled, we're going to say, no, you didn't mean to. You didn't know that we were going to do this. So we've uncanceled you for you. You're still signed up. Which, has obviously been something that all the MoviePass users have been extremely happy about and really thankful to them for all the hard work they've been doing to try to give them the movies the way they want them. Right?
No. I got an email yesterday from them that said, hey, don't worry, we uncanceled your account that I canceled 2 weeks ago. And they said, yeah, you'll go ahead and be billed on the 22nd. Well, now you've got this new plan. You must want that. So we went ahead and uncanceled for you, which I lost it. They are very lucky because had it been closer to my renew date, I may not have even noticed that email, and I would have just started getting billed again.
Right.
Which is, I'm pretty sure, what they were hoping. I literally have not been able to use it, my pass, for a month. So this last month I basically paid for, and I haven't been able to use it because there's never any showtimes available. Stuff I want to watch is blocked out, or I've already seen it if it's available. And yeah.
Well, isn't it true that they've gotten down to 2 movies a month now for $10? Okay. Well, I don't know. I can't. Keep up.
No, it's
the story
3.
keeps changing.
No, yeah, it was in the email. They said, hey, we've got the new plan. It's 3 movies a month, but we're getting rid of the extra pricing and the blockouts. And I'm like, nah.
I don't know. To me, that's sounding like on the borderline of being, is that legal? Because isn't that something kind of like what Wells Fargo did? Got in trouble a couple of years ago, signing people up for accounts.
Totally not above board. I mean, they can say, "Oh, oops, it was an accident." It sounds like, if you actually read the article, they talk about when you cancel, you still have access to the until the end of your billing cycle. I canceled 2 weeks ago, so I opened up the MoviePass app to see if there were any movies, and it popped up this thing saying, "Hey, we have new plans. This is the new 3 movies a month, blah blah blah." And I said, "Yeah, whatever." And then you hit OK and to get it to go away, confirm that you read the thing. And apparently that is the mechanism that is telling them to renewing or uncanceling your, because you are essentially saying, yes, I'm in, even though it doesn't say, yes, I'm in.
Right.
It was just, yes, confirm. There is apparently like an X hidden someplace up in the corner that you're supposed to hit to dismiss it, but it's not obvious. So people, then that's probably how they're getting around it, is because people are technically opting back in, which then once I got that email, I went back into the app like immediately and canceled, because I'm like, you already billed me for a month that I can't use. You know,
so legally they're covered, but
ethically, yeah. I mean,
not.
but that's kind of the things that companies resort to when they're struggling for air. I mean,
Right.
especially when you get into the next story about the huge loss, and investors are like wanting to sue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm surprised users haven't started suing either. But yes, they've been burning through 219 million within 6 months, and they have $15.5 million in cash left. So they're not going to make it much longer at their current rate unless they are able to turn this around and make big changes to them. But here's the thing: everybody's now calling. You know what? MoviePass has done so much. It's basically broken the mold already, but
Yeah.
it's also it's gotten to a point where it needs to die. So
yeah.
let these other things come in and do and be there. The Cinemeras or the various movie clubs with the different with the various based on the various chains, and so who knows?
And
it might die. Maybe it'll come back.
In regards to the lawsuits from the investors, they claim that the promises that the service made when asking for them to invest were materially false and or misleading, and that there was no reasonable basis to even imply that MoviePass business model could lead to profitability in any way. So, yeah, I mean, they're struggling. I mean, they proved that people will buy a movie subscription service. Too bad they won't be the ones to make it work.
Yeah,
But it was great while it lasted.
you broke it, Clyde. It's all your
Oh,
fault.
I did. And then the theaters are gonna they're gonna be angry because I'm not gonna be going anymore.
That's right. That's not all your fault. That's okay. So NBC Universal is thinking of making a streaming service where you get to watch shows and get paid for them. Well, basically, it's thinking of something that they're internally calling Watchback, where it allows you can get gift certificates that you can use for watching some of their shows. I don't know, how is this supposed to work? I mean, what's the business model behind this?
I used to do this. I did this like many years ago when I was working overnight and we wouldn't necessarily have anything to do. But it was watching videos and commercials and stuff. You go into their ecosystem and you watch stuff, and then you comment on it, and then for whatever you do, you would get different rewards, like gift cards, and sometimes a check, or different things, because you're actually spending time, and you would actually it's good because when there's something in it for them, people are more diligent. They will actually do it, as opposed to, like, think of all the people that sign up for betas and never actually test the stuff because there's not really anything in it for them. They say, oh, this is gonna be cool, and then they just forget. Whereas if you're watching a movie, like, if you get so much credit for each thing that you watch, and you build a reputation based on what you've done and like the feedback that you give, and then that might lead to more. Yeah, and then you've got an incentive. I mean, I'd do it again. I mean, that's how I learned how to get free sodas out of those conveyor belt Coke machines. Because I got paid to watch a video about how to get free sodas out of a conveyor belt Coke machine. I went went upstairs to the break room and tried it out, and it worked.
I might have to try this out. This actually looks interesting.
Yeah, I'd do it. I mean, consider if you're going to be sitting down and watching stuff anyway, you can watch your Netflix that you're paying for, or you can watch something else and get paid for it.
Right. If it's got something good on, I suppose it's worth it.
Well, it doesn't even have to be good if you're paying me.
Hey, give me a discount on wine. I'll watch anything.
I mean, I do a lot of stuff that I wouldn't normally, all because of the paycheck.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
I would not drive through traffic to get to downtown every single day if I wasn't getting the paycheck.
That's true. Spotify has offered up a service and they're trying this out, this new way of offering their service, where they're now testing it in Australia and looking to move this service to additional areas. The idea is that they will let you have the free version of Spotify, which has ads, but instead of making the ads unskippable, they allow you to skip as many as you want. The idea is simply for you to skip ads that don't make sense to you for whatever reason. You're not interested in a mattress. You're not interested in a certain restaurant nearby. That's fine. But when it finds an ad that doesn't bother you, maybe you won't skip it. And those ads, they will pay the advertisers for. And that means that they get a better idea of what kind of things you want out of your... so they are gathering information about you, too.
I think this is a good idea, because if you got someone that skip, and then they actually sit through a commercial, that gives you a lot of information. And then also, I wish I had that, because for the last month or so, there's been this commercial for some guy running for governor in Chicago, or congressman or something. He's in Chicago. I can't vote for him, nor would I ever vote for him, but I hear his commercial over and over and over.
Guy.
And it was enough. That commercial was bad enough that it got me to finally sign up for Spotify Premium, at least until the political season's over, so I don't get the stupid Chicago guy anymore. But
you know, I wonder if that's not the hook here, right? You know, Spotify is saying, hey, we'll just let them skip commercials, right? Mm-hmm. And then eventually people just get sick of hitting the skip button and says, you know what, I'll just pay the subscription.
Well, no, I mean, sitting through the commercials isn't bad. I mean, I have been actually prefer the free version, because when you do, if you're on the free version, you can't choose what you listen to in any particular order. So it really makes the auto playlists they make. Once they get to know you, they start making some really good playlists based on different genres. So there's like 7 or 8 different playlists it makes for me every day now, based on genres. And when you're in the free version, since it skips around, it gets you get an option to thumb up or thumb down specific songs, so that it knows and it gets really good info. But when you're on the paid version, that option isn't there, and it's like, oh yeah, because I can skip over these songs, but it doesn't know I'm skipping it because I hate the song, and then that song keeps coming back. It's kind of the same thing with the commercials, where, you know, the commercials on the free version are not actually that obtrusive. It's not a whole lot. I think you get like maybe 1 to 3 commercials per like half hour, 45 minutes. And that's a good amount of music in between, uninterrupted. So, I mean, there are people that'll, I do think that the information they will get based on which ones they sit through is huge.
It's going to be very valuable.
I don't think it's gonna. I think that would actually deter some people from switching over to the paid version, though, because the whole reason, everything they keep advertising about, the whole reason to go to the paid version is so you don't get ads.
Right.
Well, either it's big information, or maybe they know the point when people get tired of hitting the skip button.
Yeah. Rock on.
Anyway.
So if you have an older Fire TV device, guess what? Amazon has made an update for your older TV device, which will protect it against a certain kind of malware. Basically, it's an Android device, which means that you can use it to sideload apps onto it using what's called ADB uploading. ADB uploading allows you to get right into the file system of the device, and now with this update, it prompts you on the screen whether you want to allow it to update. Basically, it means that somebody could grab your device, plug it in without the prompt, or you accidentally plug it into something and not realize you're getting some nasty kind of software on your device without knowing it's happening. So
I get that Amazon. I get why Amazon used Android.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that they tried to distance themselves so that people didn't kind of really think about the fact they're using Android. But this is something that should have been left in there from the very beginning. That should not have been removed. I mean, that warning, while it is annoying if you're a side loader, it is important, especially for the first time. Because there are people that will try to sideload stuff and they don't know. Or, like you said, somebody else could mess with your thing and you would have no idea. So, good for them.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's about time.
Okay, Google Assistant can now play songs from Pandora Premium. And my Google Assistant just turned on. Hey, Google.
Hey,
how are
Google.
you? Okay, thanks.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. What can I help you with?
Nothing.
Okay, I'll be here when you need me.
Bye. All right. Captain Fubar. It is our first VOD Squad stream ever.
Absolutely. First one.
Glad to have you here. So Google Assistant can finally play songs from Pandora Premium. Does anybody actually sign up for Pandora Premium?
Actually, my wife likes to sign up for Pandora Premium because she uses it specifically in the classroom. She will put music on that's going to be she can buy instrumental versions of rock songs or things like that, the popular music, put it on there so the kids can listen to something while she's in the classroom, but not have to listen to words, because sometimes that can be distracting and or inappropriate, and also no commercials, because also the commercials sometimes are just not good. So anything from buy a used car to vote for me to much worse stuff come down to Pleasure Island. Yeah, not good in the classroom. Right. So they've been doing the thing where they've been letting you use Pandora on the Google Assistant for a while, but that now that you can now turn it on, so when you have the premium account, you can get the premium service on. So this should have happened day one, quite frankly, but it's official now. Verizon is looking at their options for giving you 5G for TV, and they right now are saying, hey, we want to look at giving you an Apple TV device and or Google's YouTube TV service, and for their over the 5G TV, which it seems like makes perfect sense. There's a lot of people who do like the Apple TV, although there's plenty of people who don't like the remote, and there's plenty of people who love YouTube TV service. So.
I will say YouTube TV service is great. I do hate the remote. And I want to know, what the hell do they think they're doing? Why don't they just give us the 4G that they've been promising us? We still don't have 4G
Uh-huh.
based on the standard.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to 5G? How does
Well-
that work?
What they're calling 5G is a new set of standards that they will never meet. That's okay.
Yeah, I mean, still, we're technically still operating in 3G, just a better version of 3G than what they called 3G, but it's nowhere near what the spec calls for 4G.
Right, not what the spec calls for.
It
Although it does
drives
use
me
the technology. The LTE technology is the 4G technology. It just never got up to speed.
But, I mean, that's also a 3G technology, but
No, it never was
3G
used in
plus. But,
yeah, not really.
yeah.
We could argue that, but no.
Well, the one thing I'm interested to see is just how well is the streaming service going to work over 5G? I mean, is it really going to be good quality? Is it
I mean,
going
it
to
should be fine
sputter?
because
They're saying gigabit to a stationary device, so we'll see.
that's 4G.
I know. Stop arguing semantics.
No,
Still,
I
I
was
mean,
going to
that's
say, I mean,
still-
for many years, Clear was my ISP. And that was just, that was like 3G, maybe 4G if I was lucky, cellular service. And I hooked up to my Google TV and I was streaming everything perfectly fine as long as the fair wasn't in town. When the state fair would happen a mile away, and all the cell phone towers were overloaded, then I would have no internet for like a week. But which, yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you you rely on wireless. Tower goes down.
Well,
Weather. But
That's what I'm saying here. I mean, I got fiber here at home, right? So I mean, I have no problem streaming 4K or anything like that. Am I going to be able to do the same
Oh, you should
on
be able to.
5G?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'll be curious to see if that happens, right? But I'm
All these different ISPs are looking at 5G. Verizon was doing their big pull out, pushing out all this fiber optic, and the Google Fiber to the Home was doing their fiber optic thing. And then they all basically said, hey, wait a minute. With this new technology with 5G, that should eliminate the need for the last mile. Why are we doing all this hard work? And so we'll see if the miracle of 5G fixes everything for everybody. I kind of doubt it. You know, hard wires work for me, but
so then the big question will be, will this cause everybody to cut the internet cord?
the physical one, yeah, the one in the air, probably not. It is a thought, though. When we we get everything over our phone, why would I ever buy internet for the house? I got it on my phone. I just press the button and have it streamed to my TV. I mean, who cares? You know, who knows?
yeah, I will say having wireless or cellular internet was great when I was traveling, because then I didn't have to worry no matter where I went, as long as Sprint was available, because Clear was using the Sprint network. I would get to my hotel, I'd pull my home router out of my suitcase, plug it in, and I was on. Even in the middle of the airport, it didn't matter. It's anywhere I could just plug it into the wall. I need internet real quick, and I could take it with me. So, I mean, wireless is super convenient, and speeds are getting really good. Because my kids don't even bother connecting to Wi-Fi anymore, which I keep yelling at them about when I see that we're like over 60 gigs on our unlimited plan. But yeah,
The wired-
Wi-Fi and home internet is becoming ubiquitous,
Right.
which is funny because my Wi-Fi at home is by Ubiquiti. But yeah, so it's the future. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. HQ Trivia is now going to be an app you can use and play on using your Apple TV. Has anybody here actually played HQ Trivia? Apparently, it's an app on your phone that you
So
can
is
use
it like
to.
the Apple version of Jackbox?
I don't know for certain since I've never used it, but my understanding is it's like almost watching a game show and playing along. I don't know if you have to do it live, but it is a kind of thing where you actually feel like you're part of a group of people doing the thing. So according to MDM, it is actually live. So it is a live show.
Waving his hand, so he must have used it.
Okay. So now they've got it working on your Apple TV, so you will be able to play the game directly on the device with your remote.
Cool. So
Right.
yeah, he says it's live game show instead of Jackbox. So yeah.
Very
I
cool.
might have to give it a shot.
Okay, well, let us know if you like it and if you're like stuck doing it. Like every day, I have to do it. Every day. Last story of the evening is ESPN Plus is the only place you will be able to watch the FA Cup for soccer in the United States. I have no idea what the FA Cup is. Is that a special like league, or I don't know.
Football America.
Maybe.
Well, it
I
says the
don't know.
sport's oldest tournament. So I don't think football in America is that old. It's 138th edition. So
Oh.
yeah.
Wow.
It is something, but yeah, I don't know. You can tell we're really up on our.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Captain
That
Fubar,
being-
look at the chat. He's got
Yeah, I
the
saw.
answer.
That being said, no, you see, that's wrong. See, it should be the AF Cup then, in that case. So, but that's okay. No, this is for those people who do like to watch their soccer. This is good news for them. For us, it's sports ball, so it's all whatever.
Yeah, I was really angry because they were building a soccer stadium down the road from me for Minneapolis's new football club, and I was angry because, just what we need, another stadium. But then the other day I found out, it was completely privately funded, and they built it on land that I was previously paying taxes to keep maintained. I'm now 100% on board. Good for them, and thank you.
Okay. And with that is the week's news.
All right. Well, this is the time where we check in on the B Team movie draft.
Welcome to your BT Movie Draft Minute, presented by DiamondClub.tv for the week of August 13th, 2018. I'm your host, Big Voice Jay. Smoking will kill you, bacon will kill you. Smoking bacon, on the other hand, now that's the cure. Let's go to the scoreboard. Team Walking Drunk is in last place with a $14 million debut from Slender Man and a total of $379.9 million. Team Game Night is in 5th place thanks to the Meg's $55 million weekend, bringing their total of $511.2 million. Team Ritual Misery's in 4th place with $697.1 million. Team Ever Drank falls to 3rd place with $757.9 million. Team The Bod Squad is in 2nd place with $765.3 million. And continuing to look down on us all, it's Team Movie Party with $1,029.2 million. That's your Movie Draft Minute. All totals are accurate as of August 15th, 2018.
See, Big Voice Jay, he said two things there
Yeah.
that were true. So smoking will kill you, bacon will kill you, but smoking bacon, that's the cure.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is factually correct because smoking is a way to cure bacon. And he said, looking down upon us from up above this movie party. That's done. I want to say congratulations, guys. You made it to second place.
Second place.
For now.
Second place.
We'll see after this weekend.
Yeah. I know.
We're number 2.
Yep.
Well, see if we can hold on to it. It's I don't know. It's
Because they've got they're 30 behind you now, and they've got a movie that's coming out this weekend that over the next few weeks could make 30.
Crazy Rich Asians, right?
So
Crazy Rich Asians could be a crazy knockout hit. I don't know. More likely, it's going to do moderately well. My guess is it's going to make it might actually make a good chunk of change.
Well, I was going to say, if it
nice,
makes 30 to 50 million, you guys are
yeah,
in
it's going to be
trouble.
a nice race for second.
But I will say, even though the Meg isn't doing great, it's already
good.
No. I'm saying it's not a huge major blowout. It's still, over this first weekend, has made almost more than Skyscraper made through its entire run. So
Yes, it's
So,
doing just
W.
fine.
Scottus 1, you are welcome.
That's
Because
true.
I was the one that that suggested they move it to that as opposed to Predator. But
Yep.
yeah, so I mean, I saw it last night and it was fun.
So Slenderman it did come out in like a limited release, and that's why Slenderland is showing a little bit of numbers on there, but it did not come out on this full release yet. We'll see.
Movie Pass was pushing it really hard. They really wanted us to see that movie. It was like, oh, we're not blocking this one. Go out and see it. So I think they have a stake in the movie. Because they were pushing it hard. And for that reason, I was like, nah.
So Slenderman, we'll see what that does. I don't know. It did make 14 million even on a limited release. Maybe it's going to do well. I haven't seen any of like its reviews or anything like that. So Crazy Rich Asians could be a sneaker hit. We don't know. Is it going to be enough to push them back into second place? That's a good possibility. Is it enough for them to push them into first place? I doubt it.
But the real question is, next weekend my last movie comes out,
right?
Which the question everybody wants to know: how much higher can we go? What if Replicas is this crazy big movie?
Right.
Do you think I could make it to 2 billion? Or pretty damn close?
No.
Or like with another 600 million?
No,
I mean,
don't
be
think
pretty
so.
damn close.
No,
Maybe if you start counting next year's movie draft.
Next year, we need to draft for the Winter League here in a couple weeks. But
well, we have, and what the rule is, we need to give the last movie Replicas 4 weeks to fill out whatever it's going to make, right?
Yep, exactly.
So after the August 24th, we have 4 weeks we need to let through. Then I'm going to have to figure out how to like make a copy of the page and just paste the values so we have a record of this movie draft. So for the future, and we'll see about making a new spreadsheet for the winter one, which should be interesting. Yep. I'll see if I can make any improvements on it.
Cool.
Very
well,
cool.
Hey guys, congratulations and awesome. So
thank you.
Maybe I think we should get into some. So what's going on? What you guys got?
For me, not much. I have been doing the house chore thing all weekend, which means every single day it's go to work, come home, pick a project, do that project, go to bed, wake up, go to work. And I mean, I am not the only thing we've had the chance to do is that we have decided to, as background noise as we're working, is we put on Star Trek Enterprise, the series. We started rewatching that. It's better than I remember it, quite frankly, because I only remember when I first watched
the theme song.
You know,
that's the only thing I know about that show.
Here's the thing: if that theme song was just like put on the radio, not related to Star Trek at all.
Oh yeah, it's a perfectly decent song. It's just not the right song for that thing.
So you watch the show and you have this rock and roll theme song, which, you know, I appreciate the attempt to do something different, but I think it was the wrong thing to do. And then immediately when the song's over, it goes right into the show, and it goes back to the background music, just like, you know, when you come back from a commercial break kind of music, where you hear the soft horns of some type of orchestra, and it's like, it's so mismatched, it does not fit. So the song, thank you to whatever service. I think we're watching on Hulu. You can skip right through it and go ahead and watch the show without it if you want to.
That sounds like Netflix.
It might be Netflix. I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
Rock on. What about you, Jimmy?
Well, you know, I've been working a lot here lately. As you guys know, you know, I missed last week's show because of work, you know, that kind of thing. So I've not had a lot of chance to watch a lot of TV, but I am still into the current season of Suits. I'm enjoying that season. You know, very nice and all, even without, you know, the drop of some of the characters there. I won't do any spoilers, but still a very nice show nonetheless. And another show that I'm looking forward to getting into, I think it just started back, was Better Call Saul, right? So I want to get into the current season of that one as well. Other than that, that's about it.
Yeah, I will say on the Suits, because that airs after I get to watch it it's on right now. But I think they're having a crisis because it's like they lost the purpose of the show, which they kind of did. And now all of a sudden everybody's just fighting with each other, and it's like this. It's just a weird dynamic, and I'm kind of losing interest. And that's what I figured when they brought in the new character and brought on those other two people as primary characters. You knew their days were numbered. Now I'm thinking this may be the final season. Which is sad because it's been a fun show. But yeah.
Yeah, there is always, they always have that struggle, right? They always have that drama that's going on, right? Now, and I do think that, yeah, you're right. I do get the sense that they're kind of stretching a little bit, maybe further than what they need to on the show, right? But nonetheless, it's still entertaining, and yeah, I guess maybe all the other seasons I've really enjoyed and all. But yeah, a good show. If you haven't watched Suits, I recommend it. Yeah. I think you can watch all the previous seasons on either Netflix or Amazon or some. I think it's on Amazon is where it's at. Hulu as well. Right.
Media King makes a valid point. Since I'm losing interest in it, that means the show will be on for 5 more years.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I kind of already did my rant about the Movie Pass fiasco earlier, and I did see the Meg last night, and I recommend you go see it. It is not a great movie.
That's not the point.
But again, that is not the point.
Wait a minute, Clyde. The name of this movie is called The Meg. Is that Meg? Is that Meg Ryan?
No, I was hoping that someone would post a picture of Meg from Family Guy coming up out of the water, because that'd be terrifying. I mean, so it wasn't like Ant-Man and the Wasp was great, Solo was great, and they didn't do so hot. But this movie isn't great like them, but it was fun. I mean, Jason Statham fights a shark. I mean, what more do you want? And there was some
nice movie.
There was some really funny parts too. They had some good one-liners in there. So I recommend go get it. Go check it out. Make sure Willie has his fighting chance, and I am vindicated for kind of pushing them to make that change. So, all right, well, guys. As we pointed out at the top of the show, this is episode 94. We are coming up on 100. We should really do something big, something to celebrate. But we're kind of not good at figuring those things out. So if you guys have any thoughts, if there's something you would like to see, someone you would like to see on the show, whatever. If you got any thoughts, things that we should do, things that we must do, or things that we definitely shouldn't do, because we don't want to go down that road, let us know. You can reach out to us at the VOD Squad on Twitter. You can email us thevodsquad@gmail.com. You can hit most of us on Discord, and we appreciate everybody coming around. It's been, I can't believe it's been 94 episodes.
Yeah.
Wow, and we're still doing this thing. And if you're not already and giving your free Twitch sub to anybody, we are more than happy to take that off your hands. I know it weighs down that. The pockets get heavy when you get that thing in there.
So heavy.
Yeah, I mean, if Jeff Bezos is going to give us $250 and call it $5, we're not going to complain.
No,
you don't lift we'll take it. You don't look. You want to give Jeff Bezos a middle finger and say, "Yeah, I'm going to give away your free money." We're more than happy to take it off your hands. You can hit that subscribe button up at top, and then if you're not already following us, we'll definitely take the follow over, and we still trying to get that 100 subscriber mark over on YouTube, so that we can get our vanity URL before someone else steals
that
it.
in a while.
I know.
We
forget about it because what is YouTube? You know?
I love YouTube. I'm sorry. It's such a good platform for all that stuff. But
Yeah. I mean, for archival stuff, it is. And, head on over. Since we don't have the vanity URL, just do a search for the VOD Squad. You'll find us. You can ring the bell. I promise it won't ring that often. It hasn't rung in like 9 weeks now. So, and then, hit that subscribe. And then, we are here every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central, here on Twitch. We're supposed to be added to the Diamond Club stream team soon. So you can keep an eye out there. If you don't have other stuff that you're watching, you want to watch anything on Twitter, check out the stream team for Diamond Club, because there's always somebody live on there. And for those of you watching live, stick around after the outro, because we will go into After Squad. We still need to vote on the titles for tonight. That's at tvs.showbot.tv. And I'll hit the remind. And guys, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure yet again, and all of you out there, love ya.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.